This is the RunSafe Security Minute. We're here to provide 1 minute security briefs. Today's question is
Doug, how does RunSafe determine your exposure to zero-day exploits?
RunSafe has done a substantial amount of work in measuring the effectiveness of load time function randomization at mitigating 0 days. This is hard to do because, by definition, 0 days aren't known in advance. We started with the ROP gadget, which is the basic Lego block of an attacker's targeting memory issues. First, we analyzed thousands of open source binaries, extracting a handful of statistics about functions and ROP gadgets in those binaries. For example, the average binary has 220 functions and over 1,000 ROP gadgets, averaging just less than 5 gadgets per function. Many functions have no gadgets, and 95% of functions have less than 30 gadgets. Of the 245,000 functions analyzed in this study, only about 30 functions had 500 or more gadgets. We then tested those same binaries for the presence of ROP chains using publicly accessible tools such as Ropper. We found that fully 25% of those binaries had functioning chains using the open source tools that would yield root access to the device. Said another way, 25% of those binaries would allow an attacker to get root if the right vulnerability was identified. Since vulnerabilities occur at a rate of 7 to 12 per thousand lines of code, according to NIST and other studies, it is likely that undisclosed vulnerabilities exist. Once that new 0 day is identified, the program can be targeted by ROP attacks. RunSafe provides function level randomization. Since that binary averages 220 functions per binary, that yields 220 factorial combinations, or roughly 2.284 times 10 to the 421st, a remarkable increase in entropy. Attackers no longer have the full 1,000 ROP gadgets in the binary to target the program. They are limited to the gadgets in the specific vulnerable function, averaging less than 5 per function. We retested the binaries to see if any function level ROP chains existed, meaning a ROP chain that used only gadgets in the single function. None of them did. That shows that when future 0 days are identified in code protected by RunSafe's load time function randomization, the attacker will effectively have nothing to grab onto in order to perpetrate their attack. This yields a great deal of resistance to future 0 days.